All right, this is Algebra 1. We are in our spring semester, test number 1, looking at our first study guide. Number 1 says you roll a standard number cube. Standard number cube means there's 6 sides to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are your possible outcomes. It says find the probability. Anytime you see P of something means probability. Probability equals the favorable outcome, whatever you're looking for, over the total outcome. Remember, that's the difference between probability and odds. Odds would be favorable over unfavorable. Probability is over the total. It says a number that's greater than 5. The only value out of these 6 that's greater than 5 is the number 6. So there's only one favorable outcome, 1, over the total, which is 6. So your probability of rolling a number greater than 5 is 1 out of 6, or 1/6. In a batch of 730 calculators, 12 were found to be defective. What is the probability that a calculator chosen at random will be defective? Again, probability is what you're looking for. Probability is favorable over total. Favorable in this case is defective calculators. That's a bad thing, but remember, it's favorable doesn't mean good or bad. It's just what you're looking for. There are 12 of them over the total, which is 730. So 12 over 730. So when you divide 12 by 730, that's the probability right there. But it says to write it as a percent. In order to write it as a percent, you have to divide 12 by 730. That's what this line says, to divide. And you get 0.016. And it keeps going after that, but there's numbers, that's what's going to round to, 0.016. It says write it as a percent. Percent means per 100, which means you move that decimal over to the tenths place to the hundredths place, which gives you 1.6%. It says rounded to the nearest tenth as necessary. That's why we get to the 1.6% for that one. So that means out of 730 calculators, there's a 1.6% chance that it's going to be defective or not good or broken. It says find the x and y intercepts. Remember, in order to find the x intercept, you plug in 0 in place of y. In order to find the y, you plug in 0 for x. So for the x intercept, we'll plug in 0 in place of our y. So -4 times 0 equals 108. Anytime you multiply something times 0, it cancels it out. So what that leaves you with is 9x equals 108. And we know to get rid of 9 times something, you divide by 9. X equals, well, 9 goes into 10 one time, and there's 1 left over. 9 goes into 18 twice. So your x value is 12. That's the x-intercept. In order to find a y-intercept, you plug in 0 in place of the x. So 9 times 0 minus 4y equals 108. Some of you are already at the point where you can just ignore the x part, because all that does right there is that cancels that part out and leaves you with -4y equals 108. Multiplying something by 0 cancels it out. Same step as the last one, get rid of -4 times something by dividing by it. Do the same thing here. Y equals a positive divided by a negative is going to be a negative. We know 4 goes into 10 2 times, and there's 2 left over, so it says 28. So it's going to be 4 goes into 28 7 times. So y, or the y-intercept, is -27. So again, in order to find the intercepts of them, just plug in 0 in place of the opposite one. 0 for the x, when you look 0 for the y when you're looking for the x-intercept, 0 for the x when you're looking for the y-intercept. Graph the equation. Simply graph this equation. The only way you can do this is to know that this is the x and this is the y-axis. It says x is -4, so at -1, 2, 3, 4, it's where your x value is going to be. It's always going to look like this. It's always going to be a vertical line. Had that said y equals something, you'd have a horizontal line. X equals -4. Write this as an algebraic expression. It says 5 times the sum of j and x. Well, 5 times something would be to multiply. The sum means to add j plus x. But in order to multiply 5 times this, it doesn't matter what order you write this in. Order of operations always tells you to multiply 5 times it first. The only way you can get the sum first is to create a parentheses around j plus x. So just to clean it up, make it look a little bit neater, 5 times j plus x would be your best version of that expression. Number 6 says to evaluate the expression a times b squared when a is 4 and b is 3. So all we're doing is we're substituting in values. 4 times your b value is 3, and all of that is in parentheses and it's squared. So 4 times 3 we know is 12, and we know 12 squared means 12 times itself, 12 times 12, which is 144. Number 7 says negative 36. That's a division sign, just in case you thought it was a plus by accident. Make a change, everybody. That's supposed to say division. Negative 36 divided by negative 4. A negative divided by negative makes a positive. Remember, same signs makes a positive. 36 divided by 4 is 9. We're solving these equations. Remember, work backwards through your order of operations. Get rid of addition and subtraction first for number 8. Get rid of minus 4 by adding it. If you add it to the left, add it to the right. That leaves you with 2/5 x equals 7 plus 4 is 11. Now that says 2/5 times x. You divide in order to cancel out multiplication. But remember, when you divide by a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Remember, reciprocal is just a fancy word, means to flip it. So if we go ahead and we jump to that step and say multiply it by the reciprocal, it'll save us a step. If you multiply to the left, do the same thing to the right. Multiply by 5 over 2. So that's 11 times that. It becomes a fraction to put that one over 1. Remember, anything can be over 1. And you simply cancel this out and multiply straight across. 11 times 5 is 55, and 1 times 2 is 2. For number 9, you have to simplify before you can undo stuff. You have to simplify this distribute, or the distributive factor. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 4 is plus 8. Equals 26. Now it's time to start undoing things. Undo addition and subtraction first by subtracting 8. Do the same here. 2y equals 18. And then get rid of 2 times something by dividing by 2. Y equals 9. For number 10, you have variables on both sides of the equal sign. You have 4x on the left, 5x on the right. Move the smaller x over to the larger x side. 4 is smaller than 5x, so we want to move it over. It's adding to 2. So cancel out the fact that it's positive 4x or plus 4x by subtracting it. You do it to the left, do likewise to the right. 5x minus 4x is 1x. Bring the rest down, plus 4 equals 2, and 4x minus 4x will cancel it out. Since we brought x over to the right, bring whatever else is over there to the opposite side, to the left. So bring plus 4 over to the left. Undo plus 4 by subtracting it. Do the same here. 2 minus 4. And here's again a spot where people get stuck. Think of a number line if you're not sure. If you begin at 2, if you're subtracting 4, you're going to move 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times to negative 2. Think of the number line if positive and negative numbers are messing with you. Okay, number 11 asks us to find the slope of the line. You need to pick 2 points that go through intersections. Remember, what that means is pick the points that go through an intersection. Don't pick this one, pick this one. So you need to pick 2 of them. Okay, so pick 2 points. So some good points. This one looks like it goes through an intersection, and this one does too. So remember, slope is rise over run. How many times does it go up and down over? How many times does it go left and right? We got to go down 1, 2, 3 times. That's negative 3. And we got to go over 1. So your slope is negative 3. Number 12, finding the slope between 2 points. You can follow the slope formula, which a lot of people don't remember, or you could just remember that it's the change of y over the change of x. So if we call this one y sub 2 and y sub 1, 0 minus 7 would be negative 7. And x sub 2 minus x sub 1, 9 minus 1 would be positive 8. So this is actually the slope, negative 7 over 8. Find the slope and y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. That is in slope-intercept form, nice and neat for us. So just pull out the values. 6 over 5 is your m value or your slope. And 9, positive 9, is your y-intercept value or your b. Writing equations. M and b is given to you nice and neat. Y equals mx plus b, so y equals mx plus b for both of them. We'll do them at the same time. Mx plus b. This is your m value, 1, so 1x, plus b, minus 8. So you can make that look a little neat and say y equals x minus 8. The other one, again, you got your m and your b values, negative 1/2. So mx would be negative 1/2 x plus b minus 1/5. Y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1/5. So writing the slope-intercept form of this equation, unlike numbers 14 and 15 where you were given m and b, you have to figure out m and b from this one. So it's called slope-intercept because you need to find the intercept, which is negative 1, and the slope. So use the 2 points that are highlighted for you to make it easy. You're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 4 means positive 4. And you're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 goes into both of them. 2 goes into 4 twice, and then the 6 3 times. So your m is 2/3. So you have b's value and m's value. Now write your equation. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. Your m value is 2/3. So plug it in right there. Plus b is your b value minus 1. Y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Got to do the same thing for 17. Your y-intercept is positive 1 this time. Your slope, when we count them, is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 6, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, over 4. So again, your slope's going to be 2 goes into both of them, 3 over 2 is your m value. So your equation, y equals mx plus b, your m value is 3 over 2. Your b value is positive 1. That's your b value. So your equation, y equals 3 over 2x plus 1, mx plus b. Number 18, it says graph this one. You can see y equals mx plus b. So your m is negative 1/2. Your b value is negative 2, not positive 2. So b is 2. Once you have those two values, you can graph the equation. Begin at positive 2. So begin at 2 on your y-axis. This one tells you where to begin. It's your y-intercept. Your slope tells you negative 1/2. Remember, it matters where you put that negative, or I should say it doesn't matter. But remember, we're putting it at the top to where we never have to go to the left. So that tells you to go down 1 and to the right 2 times. So down 1 and over 2 gives you your second point, and you could draw your line through there to graph your equation. Number 19, you're going to do the same thing. Pull out m and b. Y equals mx plus b. So m is negative 3 over 4, and b is negative 3. Begin at negative 3. Negative 1, 2, 3. So begin right here on your, that's your y-intercept. That's why we begin there. It's your y-intercept. Your slope tells you negative 3 over 4. Go down 3 and go to the right. Go to the right 4 times. Down 3 and to the right 4 times. Added in this extra 8 from somewhere. There we go. Down 3 and to the right 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you have 2 points, draw a straight line through them, a little straighter than I just drew on the screen, and that's your equation. And then number 20, the last one, mx plus b again. Y equals mx plus b. Identify your M values, -1/2, and your B value is +4. Just like what we've been doing, you can ignore the rest of the equation once you have those values. B tells you where to begin. It begin at 1, 2, 3, 4, or your y-intercept tells you to begin there. Your slope, your M, tells you where to move. It says move down 1 and move right 2 times. So down 1 and over twice, put your point there. Once you have your 2 points, you can draw your equation.